Hi, I'm Sister Simone Campbell. I'm the Executive Director of Network, Lobby for Catholic Social Justice, and I have the honor to be the leader of Nuns on the Bus. And I'm here with Faith on the Ballot. The scripture I want to use today is from Matthew chapter 14, verses 22 through 33. That's the story that we'll all remember. Remember after the division of the multiplication of the loaves and fish. It says that Jesus sent the apostles off in a boat onto a little turbulent sea. He goes up the hill to pray. And then, after he's prayed for a while, then he goes out in the middle of the night to meet the apostles out on the sea. Well, I want to talk about 5 parts of that story that we all need to remember in this time of voting. The first is Jesus goes up to the mountain to pray by himself. He sends the crowds away. He takes a moment of quiet. He takes some time of quiet so that he can reflect, gather energy, commune with the divine spirit that is among us at every moment, collect his thoughts. Shouldn't we be doing that part now as we approach this election day? The second thing that he does is he walks out onto the water into a storm. He walks into the wind, and the apostles are being tossed around in the sea in their boat, and they're all upset and worried and scared. He walks towards them in this storm. And I'd like to suggest that indeed, once we've communed with the Spirit, once we've connected to the Spirit, once we have grounded ourselves in the divine presence, we too can walk towards storm-tossed folks, towards storm-tossed situations, towards those who are struggling. The third part comes when the apostles don't recognize Jesus, and then they're afraid it's a ghost, and they're all torn up. We're scared. I understand that. I get nervous too. But Peter's the one we ought to focus on. When he realizes this, wow, it's the Lord, it's Jesus. Is that you? Tell me to come. This whole scene is all about risking what we know is true. Risking calling out the name of the one who matters. Risking everything. Even in the turbulent times, we can risk because we know that there is a loving presence there. Someone to trust in turbulent times. And Peter calls out to Jesus, well, if it's really you, call me to come. Don't we feel like that sometimes? We're looking around in this stormy time, looking for some security, looking for some consolation, looking for something that will matter. When we are connected, when we face into the wind, when we do engage in this time of turbulence, we can indeed meet Jesus. We just finished a virtual Nuns on the Bus trip, and I have to say, we were facing into turbulent times, having to do our bus virtually. But then, on our road, we did virtual site visits, and over we met. We met the divine presence. Down in McAllen, Texas, we met the angry tias and abuelas who came to us. It became an organization, actually, because they saw the turbulent time. They reached out to the immigrants who were being so hurt and horrified by the Trump administration, and they responded to their basic needs. We met the health wagon doctors in Southwest Virginia. And what did they do? They are doctors serving the poorest of the poor in Southwest Virginia, part of Appalachia. These wonderful wild women were out on the stormy sea and just doing what needed to be done. Despite COVID, despite everything, they're still doing their healthcare work. We met so many people. But it's because we heard Jesus say, come. And we got out of the boat. We jumped out of the boat. We didn't do it the traditional way. We reached beyond to meet people. That's where we meet the divine in turbulent times. But then I think we have to take consolation in the end of the story. Because in the end of the story, even though Peter's sort of drowning, gets scared, reaches out for help, is lifted up by Jesus, don't we know how that happens? They get into the boat. The sea's calm, but the community is together. And so with faith on the ballot, I would like to say we need to be connected with the divine. Face into the wind. Walk with Jesus towards the trouble. Leap out of the boat to make change happen and trust that we will be lifted up. And finally, post-election, let's get into the boat and know that we're together in faith. That makes a difference. Together in faith, we can do this journey. Together in faith, we can respond to the needs around us. We learned on the bus. The most important thing is to have eyes to see and to respond to those in need. So, my friends, every vote counts. We know that. And we know that we will count every vote. And once we've done that, we the people will find a way forward. We'll find a way together, responding to the needs we see and being community for each other. This is the call of Jesus when he says to Peter, come, we can do this. Thank you.